Welcome to Ask a Member, a program of the Adrian Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm Ann Hughes, and it's my pleasure today to welcome Gary Clift, owner of Clift, Buick, GMC. How's the car business?
You know what? It's coming back big time. I'm excited about it. We've got lots of new products starting to hit right now, and GM's coming roaring back, and Adrian, Michigan's coming roaring back. You know, yesterday we have all that construction out there, and I know there's people that aren't driving out on South Main. You know, it's just a pain, and it's dirty and all kinds of stuff. But we sold 9 cars yesterday.
Did you really?
And the staff was going crazy, and we closed at 7, and we were there till 7:45. And I mean, we had people standing in line, and we just had all kinds of stuff going on. So, you know, it's just.
So why do you think that's happening?
You know, I think we've been in the community a long time. I think we have a great reputation. I think people are starting to get, I mean, the age of the average car out there has never been older than what it is now.
11.3, right?
Yeah, I don't know. You've got the numbers. I don't know what it is exactly.
We had a speaker at the Economic Club last week.
Okay, all right.
And he said that's what the average age of the cars are.
So I think people are starting to feel more confident about the economy. They're getting tired of driving old cars. They want to get back, you know, drive something nice again. I think there's a lot of reasons to be positive right now, and we just have to you know, embrace it. Right now we're doing a major remodel on the dealership. So
you know, the orange barrels weren't enough. You know, let's
well,
we're
remodeling the highway and the dealership, but it's something that Buick GMC is going to be an upscale product line. Around the world, Buick competes with Lexus very nicely, especially in China and all over the place. So they want the dealership to look the part, and so they're helping us over a 7-year period. They're going to pay us per car that we buy from General Motors
to go towards
the construction. So I don't have to do it, but I don't get any money if I don't do it. So I'm doing it. I'm going to get the money. I'm going to sell lots of cars. We're going to be very upscale. It's going to look great out on South Main because I'll have, you know, the building will look brand new, and the parking lot will be all repaved, and everything will be standing tall. And
is your parking lot going to change? Are they taking part of your lot for sidewalks or anything?
Sidewalks are moving farther away from Main Street, and we only had to. I have a lot of people saying, "Oh gosh, do you have to move the big Buick signs or the used car signs or anything?" They don't. They come real. The sidewalk comes real close, but you don't. And I think it'll look nice because now we're going to be able to put some grass between the road and the sidewalk.
It softens it a little.
Yeah, and the sidewalk was so close to the road, it wouldn't take much for somebody to, you know, tumble into the road or something terrible happens. So it's a good move.
So how long have you been in business?
I started in March of 1980. I had 13 employees at the time. I thought I'd only be here for 2 or 3 years. I was born and raised in Adrian, Michigan, and I thought, oh, I'll just play around with this dealership for a few years, and then I'm out of here. I'm off to the big city. But that was 32 years ago, and looks like I'm going to be around for a long time. Yeah, so.
You've made not only a successful business, but you've done so much in the community. You're such a part of this community.
Thank you.
You know, you've got Kiwanis and Boys and Girls Club and Lenawee United Way. So obviously part of your MO is to support the community that supports you and help leave it a better place.
Well, you know, I grew up, my dad was really active in the community, super. In fact, he was president of the Kiwanis Club that I'm a member of now and have been so heavily involved with, and you know, the Kiwanis Riverview Terrace place, he and a group of Kiwanians built that years ago. And so I can remember going to Christmas parties with my dad and sitting on Santa Claus's lap and, you know, getting a present and all that kind of stuff.
Cool.
And so when I came back to town, I was thinking, well, I don't know if I want to be a part of a service club or not. And Rick Gurgin picked me up and he says, "You're not joining anything else." He says, "Come on, you're going to go to Kiwanis." And I sat there and I sang the songs at lunch and everything else. I thought, boy, this is pretty corny, but I guess it'll work out. And so since then, I've been president of Kiwanis, and I'm currently the chairman of the Kiwanis Foundation, where we give back to the community. And you know, I've been heavily involved in that, so it's been a great experience. But anyway, Adrian, Michigan has been a good program.
You talk about things are getting better now. I remember the story that you told years ago about when things weren't so good.
Oh, in 1980, we used to turn off the lights in the showroom to save on electricity. And then when I see somebody pull up, I'd run over and turn on the lights and, oh yeah, things are great. Come on in. Let's have you buy a car. And you know, I got turned down for an SBA loan back then, about 80, 81, when the economy was really bad and the interest rates were in the 20% range, and it was terrible. And I still didn't have any more than 13 employees at the time. And I can remember going home that night and I said, oh man, boy wonder, it's America, I'm a car dealer, I always wanted to be a car dealer, I'm going to go broke. You know, I don't have any money. And so I came back to the dealership, and I was working with Ross DeKaiser that just retired last Friday. He was the first guy I hired. And we didn't have a receptionist, we didn't have anybody, just Ross and I standing in the showroom of the dealership in the dark waiting for a customer. And I said, Ross, I'm gonna, if a leaf blows across the lot, I'm gonna run out there and sell a car. I'm gonna do everything I can to sell cars. And that day we sold 2 cars, he and I. It doesn't sound like much, but then the next week we sold 20 cars. I made $10,000 that month, and that was the way I crawled back into the car business and survived, you know. And since then, we've had several downturns in the car business, you know, and each one has been quite an adventure, and you don't know if you're going to make it or not make it, but we've survived.
And how many employees do you have now?
We have about 55 or 60 right now. We have one of the largest body shops in Lenawee County, and our used car operation, we register as many used cars as anybody does in Lenawee County. The Buick GMC thing is coming back in a big way, and of course our service business has been pretty good. We're servicing all makes and models, so we're going after everybody there. We've got a $16.95 oil change, which is really at best a break-even proposition for us, but the thought is, if I can get you to do 2 or 3 oil changes with me, get used to the service staff, the odds of me selling you a car increase dramatically, because then you start feeling comfortable with where you're at, what's going on. So we're the hometown crowd then, and it's, I mean, we got a reasonable chance. If we blow it, we blow it.
And you're open on Saturdays.
And we're open on Saturdays now, and my employees just love being open on Saturdays. I'm not winning any awards in that department, but you know what? I have so many people come up to me and say, thank you for being open on Saturdays. You know, I can't do my service work during the week. And so I think, I have every intention of expanding my Saturday business and making it. I mean, we're full scale right now, but you know, we're in a retail business.
You're there to serve the customers.
Yeah, we have to do what people want to be done, and our competitors are not so much anymore. You know, the other dealerships. Our competitors are really the Walmarts and all the tire stores and everything else, because we're selling oil changes, we're selling tires, we're selling, you name it, we're doing it, and we're competing with everybody. So our prices are competitive, and I think the perception is that a car dealership is normally more expensive, but people do like the fact that we have factory trained technicians. You know, we seem to have a better grade. Not that there's not good technicians other places, but we generally have a better trained technician at the dealership, and if we can prove to you that our pricing is about the same or less than, you know, why wouldn't you come to a dealership?
Well, it creates confidence.
Yep.
So that's good. In talking with Alicia Woolno, who's your dynamic sales manager, to say the least, she often talks about the difference technology has made. And how, I mean, you're actually selling cars over the internet.
If we didn't have the internet.
Sometimes you don't see the customer even.
If we didn't have the internet, we would be gone by now, because the drive-by traffic isn't enough to sustain a dealership our size. So it's all internet. We're a regional internet dealer, and it's just a matter of, the internet you know, doesn't care what you have in a car, in a used car, for example. But the nice part about it is if you get your price so it's competitive or above average, and you get your pictures and your description better, then the phone starts ringing, then people start coming in, then you know, you've got a lot of activity from outside the area. And I mean, we've delivered cars to Iowa. We delivered, you know, we've had people come from Louisiana, California, all over the place. Just in the last 6 months, you know, people coming in, they find a car they want on the internet, call us up. We put the deal together on the internet. We send them a flip video, you know, walking around the car and everything else. And as long as it's as we represented it, you know, they say, yeah, I'll put a deposit down, I'll come pick it up and drive it away, or we can have it shipped to them if that's what they want.
That just amazes me.
So yes, technology does make a difference.
Okay. One last question, Gary. If you were talking to somebody thinking about going into business for themselves today, what piece of advice would you give them? Well,
being the boss is not always the easiest job. I claim, well, I pride myself in my staff works 5-day work weeks, and I'm probably the only person that works 6 days a week, bell to bell. So you just, I mean, you have to be willing to put the time and effort into it to make it go, at least in the beginning, for sure. And there's no guarantees. You know, it's very, very high risk, you might say, but it's exciting, and if you can pull it off and do a good job, there's plenty of reward there too.
Tell our listeners where you're located and how they can get a hold of you.
Clift Buick GMC is out on South Main Street, just north of the Adrian Mall, and you can get a hold of us. Click on clift.com. Call me if you got any questions.
265-6107
is the phone number. I didn't know if that was something I should do or not do.
Yeah,
okay.
that's fine.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Ann.